So it turns out the Chiefs have gone and commissioned a Hallmark Christmas movie. And I know what you're thinking. Holy crap, more dumb Taylor Swift and Travis crap in movie form? Well, good news, everyone. This movie is not about them at all. The bad news is that there's a different Hallmark movie based on that called Christmas in the Spotlight. Let me know below if you want me to watch that one for you guys as well. The other bad news is that this is still a Hallmark Christmas movie and is violently based around the Chiefs. Well, grab yourselves a drink and a snack and let's get into Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs Christmas story. We start the movie out with a history lesson about the families in this movie. Alana, our lead character, well, her parents met because they were given Chiefs season tickets when they were just wee little lads. Then they wind up sitting next to each other at the games, and the two families wind up becoming the closest of friends. Until one day, he proposes with a ring on a candy cane at the stadium. Wait a minute, that's a Polaroid like the Taylor Swift album. And now's the part of the Hallmark movie where we establish that our poor lead character is just lonely alone, childless and unmarried. Now we get to be introduced to the entire family in the modern time. Is that Andy Reid starring in the Chiefs movie? Here, Alana is trying to tell her family that somebody important is coming in to see them all, and they instantly go into thinking that it must be a boy, since their poor granddaughter/daughter is but an old hag, unmarried and with no children.
It is someone from the Chiefs fan engagement department. An engagement!
To this person they've never met. But it turns out, no.
We are finalists for the Fan of the Year award.
Yes, that's it. The entire family is finalists for Fan Singular of the Year. That's the Chiefs Stadium. Now we have an important businessy businesswoman walking through. We know that because she takes the time to stop and sign something. She's going in to meet our other main character, as she insults him for not having enough Chiefs stuff in his room that has several Chiefs posters around it. And her solution to that is to bring a non-Chiefs branded Christmas tree into his office, and that does just the job. Now we set the scene where Derek turns out to be the businessy businessman that has no time for fun in his life.
He literally lives under a rock and we're not working.
And it turns out
I'm new in town,
and he hasn't even experienced Kansas City barbecue yet. And lo and behold, his boss tells him to go to none other than Alana's grandparents' barbecue joint, because it is the
Best of the best.
barbecue in the entire area. Wait a minute, that's Donna Kelsey. And he says,
new in town, new in town.
Yes, he's probably lonely.
Derek sits down with his new-founded barbecue to enjoy it, and instantly, Alana's mother and grandmother sit down to start bothering him. His grandmother immediately points out how fuckable she was in the past, as she is very proud of it. As she should be. They get to talking, and it gets weird. We also get to find out that he traveled the world in this scene, as his parents live in Europe and work in hotel management. Oh, how would you like to go meet my daughter? She's very fuckable. Oh, yes, my granddaughter. She's the most fuckable one around, and she needs a big, strong man to give her a hard pounding. Do you like fucking, Derek? This is where we establish that Alana's family is completely toxic, and holy shit, are they toxic. They are literally terrible, terrible people through this entire movie. Derek needs to run. Derek, you need to run. Alana seems fine, I guess. Our two lovers are now parting ways after their fateful interaction, and the toxic cult of a family stands there together, literally just fucking staring at them. Oh, wait, don't worry. He's already back. It took literally no time. They literally walked down the street, and he's already back across the exact same street.
I did have one tradition. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, we moved around a lot. And every year I would send a change of address postcard to the North Pole. I guess I thought that Santa wouldn't know where I was.
Derek, it's so sad. I'm so sorry. It's Sorry, Derek. No. And now the kind lady from next door who just wants to give some sort of a terrible baked good she made to the family. And these cult assholes just split out instead of just being like, oh, thank you. And then taking it and just saying you enjoyed it. Like, how hard is it? You're putting more effort into running away from this poor woman than to just accept the kind gift she's trying to give you. This family sucks, guys. This family sucks. You look around and they only have Kansas City Chiefs merch. None of the other sports teams, where they have a Major League Baseball team in the Royals, they have a Major League Soccer team, they even have a minor league hockey team. Like, come on, guys. Sell some other merch there. Are you trying to make money or not? It's very, very, very strange business decision to only sell football merch when you have other teams' merch to sell as well. They offer our man Derek a hat to take home. A very nice gesture after he did all that. Sounds solid. He points out to this nice vintage hat and they go, ho, 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 that's our hat. Again, fair. Then they tell him that there's superstition behind it, as a lot of sports fans have, and he doesn't quite buy it. So now it is story time. Many moons ago in 1969 is walking down the street, and nobody, fucking nobody, would give Santa Claus any donations for his nondescript charity. So he gave them all the money he had. $2. In return, Santa Claus gives him that hat and says, all your dreams will come true. And boy, did they, because they went to the Super Bowl that year. But then he loses the hat. And they don't make it back until, by fate would have it, a person comes in selling the vintage hat, and it has Paul written in it. And then they wear the hat, and it's 2019, and they make the Super Bowl again. As we learn through it, they mention 2022 again, where the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Then Derek points out, what about the other years? Apparently, when the Chiefs didn't make the Super Bowl in 2021, it was because no one wore the hat. Which sounds suspicious to me. And they point out that the hat only means they make the Super Bowl, not that they win it, which would also cover 2020. And at the end of the story, Derek points out that he's not particularly superstitious, and that is too much for this family that was literally trying to get him to fuck their daughter just mere hours before this, and they literally kick him out of the store just because he's not superstitious and doesn't completely believe their story right off the get-go. Gets kicked the fuck out.
I had a really great time tonight. All right.
And they're just like, you rubbed us the wrong way in one tiny little way. Get the fuck out of here. This family is Derek, run. You can do better than this family. Come on, man. Come on. And at the important businessy business meeting for the Chiefs, where they're going to go visit the fans of the year, we find out now that Derek is assigned to go visit Alana and her family. Wait a minute. That's a football player. Wait a minute, that's Santa Claus. Now, after a bunch of banter, he mentions that there's apparently a secret fan cave in the store that he was hanging out in for quite some time, just the day before, as they walk into it and show the completely open room that is the fan cave, that is completely visible from the rest of the store. But today, it's impressive. Now, after he says that's impressive, she hits him with the,
Tell me 3 facts about him.
That's not necessary.
which, by the way, fans who do that to other people, and a lot of music fans do that too, by the way, you're the worst kind of fan. Don't do that to someone. Just explain who it is. Don't be a dick. She's a dick. That family sucks. Alana's dad also has to kindly point out that she's being a real asshole, though they were kind of being assholes too, and they're trying to win Fan of the Year from this man. It's a fair point.
You said that you lived in Europe, right? So does that make you a soccer fan? Oh.
Kansas City has a Major League Soccer team that you should be selling merch from. Just because you like football doesn't mean you can't like football. You can like multiple sports, people. This family sucks! Oh, Lord, you're never gonna give me any grandbabies at this rate. And we get the...
Honestly, I'd rather just focus on the shop.
It's not a Hallmark movie without it. And the family also starts coming around on the guy, as they say maybe they were being too hard on him. Then she talks about how he didn't believe the story in the hat, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, not everybody believes in fate. Now that we found out that not only is he completely fuckable, but he's wildly successful and works for the team we love. Toxic ass family, dude. That is gaslighting to the nth degree. They're gaslighting themselves, though. That is a toxic ass family. Instantly, they're like, he works for the Chiefs. Maybe we were being tough on him as we kicked him out of the store just because he said, I'm not really superstitious. Wait, that's at the real Santa Claus. And, well, our two love interests are in a scene where they just kind of explain some random Christmassy stuff. A little girl walks in wearing a Chiefs thing, where she says, oh, would you look at that? A little girl in Chiefs thing. And then she says, is there a game on Christmas? And her dad says, well, yes, child, there is. But then he mentions that it's all sold out. So she can't go to a football game on Christmas. Worst Christmas ever. But don't worry, at the real Santa Claus is outside. So she's going to go ask him. Ringy bells, Santa Clauses do not have tickets to Chiefs games. Our man Derek pulls through, talks to the parents, hooks them up with some tickets. Because Derek is a nice guy. You can really do a lot better than Alana and her family, dude. I'm just really putting it out there. They are very toxic. You have just been nothing but nice. He didn't wash his fucking hands before he started working. What the hell kind of a kitchen are they running in there? These are the thirstiest fucking ladies I've ever seen. They really need to stop trying to get their daughter laid so hard. Like, seriously, it's strange. Like, you can encourage a meetup and stuff, but dude, these ladies are so fucking horned up for Derek. The nice lady from the cafe next door, which Alana and her mother are visiting voluntarily. Oh, she comes over to exchange pleasantries. And, oh, how is the fruitcake? And they're just fucking assholes to her. This family has no friends. The only person outside of handsome Derek that is in their life, they are complete assholes to. She said that I'm too busy with my career to find love thing.
No, I'm too busy with my career to find love. I have tried to find love.
We finally get to see the Christmas light display that is so over the top, so fucking legendary, that it is single-handedly what is putting this nondescript person in the runnings for Fan of the Year. Mind you, in this movie, apparently Fan of the Year only gets Christmas tickets. But in real life, you get Super Bowl tickets for that shit. That's worth thousands of dollars. So we get to see the light display. I can't wait. How's it look? Holy shit. It's so mediocre. It is the most aggressively mid light show ever. And lo and behold, as he goes for a walk away from the special Christmas lighthouse, he runs into Alana's whole family. And they invite him to sit down and have some special eggnog.
We brought up the special eggnog.
Very special.
That's because it's gluten-free.
Ooh, they're stoners too. And maybe this family's alright, I guess. I mean, they're crazy toxic, but hey, at least they're willing to get stoned, right? Oh, and he sits there and they talk about the hat, and he says he needs to see some of the Christmas magic for himself. And right at that exact second, it starts snowing, just like they discussed in the scene earlier that it was forecasted to do in an area that regularly gets snow. Jesus Christ, it must be a Christmas fucking miracle. What are the odds that it's going to start snowing when it's forecasted to snow in a snowy area? Now Alana's mom is telling her that she's going on a date, but she's not going on a date. It is official Fan of the Year business. And then Derek comes over and and she finds out that it's at the stadium, and she is shocked.
At the stadium?
That's right. We've got the whole place to ourselves.
Okay.
I mean, how? How could the Chiefs organization pull off having Arrowhead Stadium available for their Fan of the Year event? It baffles them. I have no idea. I don't understand how they pulled it off. I really don't. This is, of course, immediately followed up by Alana telling her grandfather he should go instead of her, which is not how these things work. You don't just get to replace yourself as Fan of the Year. It's hilarious. He winds up denying, and then she goes with Derek. Derek doesn't say anything about it, probably because if her grandfather was like, yeah, that seems like a good idea, I will go, then Derek would have to be like, no, I'm sorry, dude. Not happening. Holy shit, a small conference center. That's Santa Claus. Patrick Mahomes is so cute. And wait a minute. That's a football player. So it's very funny to me that Nicole Hardman is sitting there and she's like, can I get a picture? And he's like, sure, but my babes and my rings are going to be in it. And I have to think that every time that Hardman goes to any sort of like fancy event, he just wears all 3 of his Super Bowl rings, just always with him. Also, he's no longer on their team. Oh, wait a minute. That's a football player. I find it really funny that now Trey Smith is just walking around with his Super Bowl rings as well. That just every football player always wears their Super Bowl rings to any event that they go to. They just pull them out, put them on, casually wear them around. That's a football player. I like how she's super shocked that he knows anything about a person that addressed him by name for the organization he works for. Like, they were so mean to him earlier when she's like, name 3 things about this one player from the 60s. And he hesitates and then she just puts it off. And now, a current player, he can know stuff. And she's just like, what? The guy who works for the Chiefs and intimately knows the players knows things about the players? The reason that they didn't wear the hat the season that they didn't make the Super Bowl, when my Bengals happened to make the Super Bowl, was because her grandfather had a heart attack. Pretty good reason, I guess. Then they talk about the hat a little bit more, and then they kiss. Ooh. Wait a minute, that's at the real Santa. That same Santa keeps getting an awful lot of the same money out of the same people in different locations. I don't know if I trust this Santa guy. So they're going through their date after getting robbed by Santa Claus, and then they wind up going ice skating, and they have this big jazzy music intro, and he puts his hand out. Oh my god, this is about to be an epic ice skating scene. I bet they're both real ice skaters it's gonna be really good. Oh, it's over. This date is just going well. They're having cute little banter, and then Derek gets a little bit of whipped cream on himself there, and then Alana, no. Don't. Oh. Thank God. I thought she was going to lick his mustache. I really thought she was going to lick his mustache. Wait a minute. That's the mayor of Kansas City. Wait a minute. That's a football player. We are brought to Thursday Night Football, where the Chiefs are playing the Packers, and Derek has been invited to hang out with Alana's Colts family. And they're sitting there. The Chiefs wind up losing. We established that they do some other little ritualistic good luck charms. After they lose, Grandpa says, it's okay, we're in the playoffs. Where Alana's mom then says,
not necessarily.
She lists off a whole gauntlet of issues. The teams that have to lose. But then it's established that they would be huge upsets in order for them all to win. And then she says the Christmas Eagles game would basically be a playoff game. So literally, you have to win to stay in. Nothing else can happen. And then it is mentioned that if something happens, then they'd only have a couple days to rest. But that's not how the schedule works. The schedule's already set. You already know how many days they have to rest. Which, to be fair, playing on Christmas would be the worst this year. So they got that right. But the way this whole interaction goes down just feels, it's very forced and silly. Derek shows up to the shop and they won! Our heroes have won Fan of the Year! Yes, multiple people won the singular Fan of the Year. It's Alana. Alana won the Fan of the Year, and the rest of the family is being kind of rude. trying to take half that glory, making it really about themselves. I mean, it actually is kind of very much about them, seems though she inherited the hat story. So it really is their story, but she still won the fan of the year, god damn it. It's not so much a we thing. It's a her thing. Assholes. Aw, they're doing gift wrapping for underprivileged children and stuff. Solid Christmas time thing to do. And then the men joke about how they're terrible at wrapping, and then holy shit, Derek's fantastic at wrapping gifts. This man's dreamy. Derek, you can do better than them, though this is quite charitable. Also, side note, when it comes to volunteering for soup kitchens and donating food, absolutely donate food towards the holidays. It's still important, but the food donations drop off hard after January is over. So, like, make sure you make your donations in spring and summer still, guys. People got to eat all year round, not just right now. So, just saying. If you're going to donate now, maybe even hold off and just donate in February. You know, I'm just saying. Donations are good. Donate if you can. Wait a minute. That's at the real Santa. Creepy stalker Santa then goes up and he asks Alana if he can try on the hat. And she's like, I don't want to say no to Santa. He says, oh, that's all right. This is yet another location this man has just shown up and is just, this guy's creepy, dude. If Alana might show up dead. Alana might show up fucking dead. Like, look at Derek's face. He doesn't trust this Santa as far as he can throw him. As Santa exits, they look at their phones. It turns out Christmas game is a must-win game now, and she's not worried at all because they have the hat. She turns around. This has been like 20 seconds, and the hat is gone. It was fucking Santa. Santa stole that fucking hat. You mark my words, dude. That hat's missing. Creepy-ass fucking Santa's been around this whole time. He wants this greasy little stupid paws all over it. Santa stole that hat. Santa Claus stole that hat. Alana is understandably absolutely freaking out because the hat's lost. That's fair. That is a vintage hat that means a lot. Got her a fan of the year, and it just got fucking stolen. It's Santa, though, by the way, guys. It is Santa. Anyways. Yeah, I'd be freaking out, too. Derek being just, like, calm, a rock, just being right there. Dude, this guy's amazing. Derek, you're amazing. You could do better than this family. Alana's fine, I guess. It's the family, but... Wait a minute. They said no Christmas gifts tonight.
Hey, we said no Christmas gifts tonight.
I just said that. So he uncovers the gift after giving a heartfelt message saying how nice it is to be with their family. Because Derek is just, he's such a nice guy. I'm sorry, he's just so nice. It turns out to be the seats from the season tickets before they moved to the new stadium. He got them, and they're all painted up all like they were, and it's a thoughtful gift for Grandpa. It was Lana's grandpa and his deceased wife's seat. Derek's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. That gift is pretty cool and absolutely something you'd expect somebody in his position at the Chiefs to be able to pull off. They probably had a couple old seats in storage somewhere. He got his paws on them, had them repainted, just put the correct numbers for the seats, which he acquired by having Alana and him go through their first date in the stadium where they got a bit smoochy. So then he knew exactly which seats to paint. Pretty smart. Derek's the man. I want Derek to be my boyfriend. I'm pretty sure. Wife, when you're watching this, I'm sorry. We're moving. You've got to go. I'm getting me Derek. Lana is a fantastic gift giver. Maybe, you know what, Derek? Maybe she is the one. Maybe I'm too hard on Alana. Their parents and grandparents are very culty. They suck. I don't like them. I stand by not liking them. Just because they were appreciative now. It's only because you work for the Chiefs. You remember how much of a piece of shit you were. They were like, oh man, you're super hot and fuckable. Wait, you don't like hat. Get the fuck out of here. Oh wait, you work for the Chiefs? Yeah, get back in here. Don't forget that. Alana was also part of that. But she's just brainwashed from them. You can save her. You can save her. Alana's mom then also gets a gift, which there was a no gift rule. So Alana's mom then hands over a gift to Derek. And it is, oh my God, it's the hat. How did she get the hat? And they look at each other, and Alana gets up. She says, how'd you get the hat, Mom? And she's like, the fuck do you mean? It's a replica. I made it because it's nice. What do you mean? Where the fuck is the hat, Alana? She didn't react that poorly. They actually reacted quite nicely as a family and like, it's fine. It'll turn up. It's done it before. This is the first time the hat went missing. As if it's like the Mona Lisa and it adds to the allure. They're not wrong. Except it is a big deal. Also, Santa fucking stole it. You do some detective work. You know, there had to have been cameras there too and shit. Like, Santa fucking stole that shit. Anyways, the family reacts shockingly well. Especially for the way they act this whole movie.
Got it to the toy drive and I set it down for just a second and
You didn't set it down for just a second. It had its own display on a ball on a tee where it should have been safe as long as Santa's greasy fucking paw skis weren't all over it. Go eat. It's just so sweet. She sits down. Here's thinking about her. Oh, crap, why? And then he just gives a CF for Derek, and it's like a metaphor because it's like their relationship and it's the new love. It's so sweet.
you never really believed in the story, did you?
I believe in our story.
Derek, don't you understand? Look, if everything with that hat was a coincidence, then that means that everything else in life is just a coincidence. And that nothing is meant to be.
Including us.
Yes, Derek. Yes, Derek. Don't take that shit. You fucking dump her ass right there. You're doing it. Dump her ass. Derek's about to dump her ass. God damn it, Alana. That's the fucking Santa Claus. You recognize his face. He's been stalking you everywhere. He stole your fucking hat. Look at him in the eyes. You look at him straight in the fucking face. And you're like, oh, maybe he has something to do with the hat missing. You dumb person. Give him more money. Just look at his beady little Santa eyes as he watches the money go in, goes back, goes, money. This guy's a fucking criminal. Alana, after giving more money to the thief that is at the real Santa Claus, she's all upset. Grandpa comes over, tells her some nice words, being like, dude, it's not fucking about the hat. I'd like the team, like, dude, chill the fuck out. He says, chill the fuck out. You're being dramatic. You're not 16 anymore. Fucking asshole. And then she's like, but I believe the hat was real. And he's like, oh no, it fucking is. As we get to the final scene-ish, well, set of scenes of the movie, they're at the game, the Christmas game. And she's telling them she's embarrassed. She doesn't know if she wants to see Derek. She might even want to just skip out because she doesn't have the hat and says it'd be more special if it was just them anyways. And they said, no, we're here because of you. And she said, no, they're not. Yes, they fucking are. You won Fan of the Year. God, you are dense. Woman, you are dense. Derek, you can do better. I'm glad you left her. Derek, I'm glad you left her. Oh man, she gets to the stadium. Derek's right there. As he was, I don't know, somehow just walking around the stadium trying to find her. That's a terrible way to try to find somebody. Arrowhead fits 76,000 fans. As Hallmark fate would have it, he's there, grabs her by the hand, and rushes her down as she needs to be at the stadium, in the stadium, to be presented. You don't get to just walk past here. And he's like, don't worry, it's Fan of the Year. And they're like, oh, I'm just going to blindly believe that. Alana grabs the microphone after they show the hat to explain to the entire crowd that the hat is missing. Not having the hat would be bold. They really should have just worn the replica. They made a replica. Just wear the replica. So in this pregame, they tell everyone to look under their seats for the surprise Christmas gift. An entire stadium, and not an entire stadium of 76,000 people. Not one of them noticed the hat under the seat early. And they're all going to do it in unison and just put the hats on like that? I don't think so. Also, I have a feeling Derek is the one that's like, this is a great idea. At $10 a hat, that would be $764,000. And now, Derek kisses Alana on the field. The fan of the year, and one of the people that decides fan of the year, it's a really bad look. A little bit of a collusion. If I were the other two finalists and I watched this, and then it's just like, oh, one of the directors is just going to go smooching on the person that won. No, nothing to see here. Also, one of the people up for fan of the year was a Chiefs player. That's not fucking how this thing works at all. You don't get to be a player and be fan of the year. That's what Walter Payton Man of the Year is for. Wait a minute. That's Andy Reid. He's playing two different characters in this movie? Derek comes down after they take some pictures on the sideline with some players. And then he says, hey, the Hunt family would like to know if you'd like to go watch the game with them. And then Grandpa just chimes and goes, no, we'll sit in our normal seats. They already were supposed to have sideline seats as part of the package that they won. Then they got apparently upgraded to be able to go into one of the executive suite for the owners and chill with them. No, they're going to sit in the 300 section instead for tradition. They ask Derek if he wants to sit with them, and of course he's going to say yes, because Derek's the best fucking guy around. Derek's the best person I've ever seen. Derek's a solid man. He said, of course I want to sit with him. This is my new girlfriend and her family that I've been spending time with. I just smooched her on the field. Of course I'm going to sit with you guys. Get up there, and then he asks the reasonable question, wait a minute, you have an extra seat? That's when Grandpa Paul hits us with more touchdown. He just kept paying for his deceased wife's seat. Like 10 fucking years. Saying he knew it was going to come out because someday somebody was going to take the seat to sit with his granddaughter. Nah, this family sucks, but Grandpa Paul knows how to tug on some heartstrings, guys. Oh, God, it's so sweet. It's so sweet. Oh, Grandpa Paul, why? You're such a nice guy. Wait, holy shit, that's the fucking the real Santa again. Oh, and what's he have in his hand? The fucking hat, because he fucking stole it. And there's Alana being like, what? You found the hat? And of course, Grandpa Paul is absolutely mystified because he wasn't there to see Santa literally take their money 4 different fucking times and steal their goddamn hat. Are you dumb? Look at Derek's face. Derek immediately understands that hat was fucking stolen, and then he's returning it. This Santa Claus guy is delusional. He's delusional. He's a thief. He is clearly just stealing money for his own profit. No charity list anywhere on any of his buckets. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. So Grandpa Paul is, of course, going to have a flashback from like, wait, the Santa Claus guy gave me the hat to begin with. This is sweet. And they're going to allude to be like, Santa Claus is always around. Yeah, maybe. Maybe Santa Claus is all around. Maybe Santa Claus, the man with the bony knees, is always around. But you know what? Apparently so is sociopath guy pretending to be Santa that is clearly stalking this poor woman. You should be scared, Alana. You should be full of fear. Grandpa Paul's really happy. Derek, the whole time, his face is like, this fucker is returning the hat he stole. And then he just slides with it because, like, what else are you going to do? Alana, you're kind of dim. You're kind of dim. That man needs to go to prison. You need to call the police. He's going to say that creepy-ass line to Derek, and the Derek's just like, fucking, are you going to murder my new girlfriend? Please don't murder my new girlfriend. That's the face he's making. So that's where our movie ends with the cute little candy cane pull that her pappy and her grandpappy did before her. Kind of cute. And then Grandpa Paul's just clinging onto the hat. He doesn't wear it, though. Hate to say it, but I think that's them calling the shot that Chiefs ain't making the Super Bowl. And it's Hallmark's fault. If the Chiefs don't make the Super Bowl, it is Hallmark's fault because they didn't wear the fucking hat on Christmas. No, they did not. And this was released this year in 2024. So because he decides to just cling on to that fucking hat after Santa Claus stole it and returned it, Chiefs don't make the Super Bowl. Plain and simple. Actually, they don't even mention if they won that game. We don't even know if they made the playoffs this season. They are definitely making the playoffs this season. They have already clinched that. It's been a couple weeks they've clinched it, actually. Anyways, that has been Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. Extended cut. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want me to do the Taylor Swift Travis Hallmark movie as well, and maybe I'll do that one too. Or I'll do some other stuff. Let me know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I sure didn't. I'm going to give this movie 3 candy canes out of 1 penguin. Until the next time. Okay, bye.